Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a career mode related video, and you might see the Celtic team in the screen here, but it's not actually a Celtic career mode video. Today we're going to go through the Celtic team and the players who have the best potential in the Celtic team. Now, a lot of you might want to know the growth that the players can experience in the game, what young players like Tierney, Ralston, etc. can reach overall wise, because obviously there is a peak. You can't train every player to 99 rated. Some players do grow better than others, and in today's video we're going to go through 11 of the players, and we're going to talk about the potentials and growth. The players on the park, bar one, have the best growth and best potential in the Celtic lineup, and we're going to talk about that briefly. So if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more like this. But here we go, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to start with the back line. Straight away, you will notice that we're not going to talk about Craig Gordon, and that's because Celtic don't actually have a goalkeeper who has high potential or growth in this game, so we are skipping him. Also, may I say, these potentials are changeable slightly. You can grow players like one or two more stats higher than their potential. The potentials are from the FootWiz website, so let's hope they are right. So first player in the team is actually the player who experiences the most growth in career mode, and that is Anthony Ralston. Well, the most growth in career mode for Celtic anyway. He has a growth of 19, starting on 57 rated. You can see his stats at the start of the game aren't too impressive. I mean, if you go through his skills here, it's all red basically. He's not the best player at the start of career mode, but if you train him right, you can achieve something decent out of him. 3-star weak foot, 2-star skills. By age 18, he goes up to 76 potential. Not the greatest in the world, but definitely a player you might want to sign if you're a lesser Scottish team, for example, or a team that can definitely afford him at the start of the game. But he can grow to 76 from 57 overall, so that is a growth of 19. The second player grows just about the similar sort of level, and he grows by 18, and that is Calvin Mela, the left back. His stats are about the same when it comes to skills, a bit more oranges in there. He is a bit better all round, and as you can see in his mental and physical, there's some yellows in there as well. There's his other his actual information stats, but he starts at 57, has a growth of 18, and can go up to 75 rated. So once again, if you're looking for an average player that can be a backup in the future even for Celtic, then there's a player for you. 75 rated he can grow to, which isn't bad. It's pretty average, but aye, that's as high as he can go around about. He can also play striker, which is interesting, so really quite, what's the word again? Forgot the word. Forgot it. Versatile. The next player is the Bosnian centre-back, the man himself, Jojo Semenovich, who doesn't experience a lot of growth in the game, but is one of the players who reaches 80 overall. He gets a growth of 6 in this game, and you can get him up to 80 at least, which is great. And he, honestly, from experience in the Celtic career mode that I've done on YouTube so far, if you've not seen it, check it out. From the experience of using him, he's a very good defender to have. So, I mean, even when he's 74 rated, class defender, and he will grow to be about 80 rated. He has solid stats, a solid player. So there you go, 80 potential for Jojo Semenovich. The next player is the player who I think a lot of people will be expecting to be the best, and he just about is the best. He can go quite a bit. From 74 rated, Kieran Tierney can grow to 85 rated. He is a left back, of course, and a great left back to pick up for any team, big or small, because he will get a massive potential. And so, and EA were very nice to Celtic here and did actually acknowledge how good Kieran Tierney is by giving him a good overall and good potential. So 74 rated to 85 rated, class upgrade there. He can go up by 11, which is great for a Celtic player, as usually Celtic players get neglected. So there you go, a young Scotsman if you're looking for him. Kieran Tierney's the man, of course. The next player is Celtic's biggest signing of the summer, and it is Olivier Ntcham, who signed from, was it Genoa, Man City? I can't remember, one of the two. He signed anyway for about £4 million, and has always been spoken about since signing as being a potentially great player, and he has been given a great potential in this game. The guy starts at 70 rated. Solid stats to start him off here, as you can see, and he can grow by 12. He can go up to 82 rated. So once again, for any team up to probably Premier League standard, if you're looking for a young guy who can grow quite highly and you want and actually plays well in the game, then Olivier Ntcham is definitely a player you want to turn to. A young Frenchman, 82 rated, and he probably can go higher than that if you train him enough as well. So 82 rated, not too shabby. One player I actually just forgot about there to even check altogether together, now I'm checking, is the 19-year-old Christopher Ayer, centre-back. In this game, surprisingly, can't play centre-mid, although I feel like he should. Christopher Ayer starts at 67 rated, and a player again with a massive growth stat. He can go up by 11, which means he can go up to 78 rated, solid for Celtic. If he grows, he will always be a strong player to have as a first-team player in Scotland, or as a backup if you decide to take them to England or whatever. So Christopher Ayer, growth by 11, decent centre-back to have. He can reach 78. On to the attacking players now. First one, Patrick Roberts, obviously only on loan, so doesn't really count as much as the other ones because you only get to keep him for a season, unless you permanently sign him, which is more than possible. So if you are planning on permanently signing Patrick Roberts, then be ready because he can grow quite a bit. Patrick Roberts, he has really good stats to start off as well, I would say, and he feels really good to use, but he can grow by quite a bit. He can grow by 10 stats, which means he can get up to 84 rated, and I can only assume he would play great at 84 rated, which means he would be brilliant for a Premier League team for Celtic. I mean, it's a player you'd really want to keep a hold of. So 84 rated Patrick Roberts can reach, and quite rightly so. Odzone Edouard, another player on loan, but can grow by 10 up to 80 rated. So another 80 rated potential player for Celtic if you decide to sign him permanently. Solid player. I mean, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills. A really, really solid player, and he has some decent stats as well. So if you want to get him, he can grow by 10, get him to 80 rated, and he could be giving Dembele and Griffiths some serious competition going into the future. Kindai Benyu sadly only begins at 60 rated, which is incredibly low as you can tell, but I mean, obviously not had a lot of first team football in his career. So he starts at 60 rated, and he has a growth of 15, which would sound great. It only gets him to 75, sadly. It is great if you want a lot of growth and potential in players. So Kundai Ben, you can get to 75 for Celtic. Another young guy who can do a lot. Not used him a great ton in the Celtic career mode, so I couldn't give an actual player review of how he plays in the game. But I mean, 75 potential, not bad at all. Which brings me on to the final player of the team, and the final player who can reach quite good potential. Probably the best player, in my opinion, when it comes to FIFA, because for Celtic anyway, because he is just so good. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, and he has a massive potential of 85, which is great, which means he can grow by 10. Starts at 75. It feels like an 85 rated card when you're starting the career mode with him, so I can only imagine how good he would be when he caps off that potential. So massive stuff. Make sure to train Dembele up and get him to 85 rated. That does it then for this video, lads. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you did enjoy something a bit different. If you want to see it more, then just let me know. And until next time, I'll see you all later.